Hey everybody, hey dreamers, this is Jechta Plays, and this is the second video of the series Chocolate Sprinkles minigame. I say minigame, but knowing me, it's probably going to be a little bit more than a minigame, but it's going to be a minigame in the sense of that you just have to have fun and having a little bit of like a mini snack going on just before you can get into Aria, the adventures of Arya. So before you going into that adventure, I was thinking maybe make a mini game in between. Like I said, just for a little bit of a snack, so that you guys know that I'm actually working on something. And I'm actually releasing. I really want to release something. Like the last time I released an actual game in Dreams was Sharky's Adventures, and that's been pretty long time ago again. So I know that the Project Aria is like a very big project that I'm making, and it will take very long to do it. But I really want to make like a mini game, just like how I did with Sharky, just a mini game so people can enjoy it and play it. Um, so they don't have to, yeah, if they cannot like wait too long. Maybe I'll do like I was thinking like this the other time when I was like starting first this episode, is that maybe I will give some clues and hints about in the area, maybe Easter eggs, stuff like that, so you can like find out maybe other things while you're playing this game. I think that's pretty cool, and maybe I will do different environments, which is also pretty cool to do, and maybe Aria will be in there as well. So that was like something that I had in mind, and I think it was pretty cool to do as like make different levels, so like difficulty levels eventually, or yeah, something like that. Logic wise, it's going to be a disaster. I already know that because like I'm terrible at making logics, but it's something that I really want to try to do because it's also a learning curve eventually for maybe if I come across with certain something like that in Aria, and yeah, then I can learn from this, right? So this is also fun, but also a learning progress for myself. So let's not talk too much and just like start straight away. The last time we left this video behind was we made the chocolate flakes, not the chocolate sprinkles, but the chocolate flakes because they look like flakes, or we call it like that. Like basically, in like if you translate it in like in. So I thought like chocolate flakes is a really nice word to say, and they actually look like this in the package. So kind of like it's not like one on one, but like it's kind of like looking like that. So we have the milk version, and we have the like yeah, it's not like they're both milk by the way, but like it's also with another color. um, I was thinking in this video, I want to maybe try a little bit out with the falling of like the physical stuff, like physics basically. So um, I'm not sure if I'm only going to do it in this video, but I want to make like a placeholder package where they like drop out of it, and I'll probably do it with emitters, or I think that's the best way to do it. I've never made something like this before. Um, but something like that in that particular in that particular thing. Now I was thinking if I should remake the bread or just use the one that I already have in Dreams. I think I'm going to remake it. I think that's a little bit more fun. So before we go to build the levels and everything and the logics, we're going of course in the sculpt mode. So I'm going into the new element or scene, and then we start anew. And I always start with show height and disable the hover effect, so we don't have that in the way. I always hate that for some reason. It's always annoying me. um, so now I'm going to make a plate. So we start with the grid, and then we I always need to think of what kind of shape that I'm going to use, right? So, or are we going to use a square? I can use a donut shape, and then just like make it very big and uh, like do it like this. There's so many ways to make a good looking plate. And then like this. Oh, I don't know why he was not doing this. There we go. And now I don't need a donut, but a normal cylinder. I think we need a little bit finer grit for this. I think maybe I do not like this. Like, I think that the plate needs to a little bit more fancier. Um, if you know what I mean. Let me see if we can. So first, I'm going to make this. Oh, what? Okay. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I'm not going for. I'm not going for this. I think. I don't know how I did the other plates though. I think I did it with cylinders. Um. And this is totally not in the. And I'm not sure if I can do it like this. No, it never works. Should have known that. So we have to use precise move for this. Just make it almost. I'm not sure if it's completely. Well, we'll see about that. And then I'm going to use the we can use the square one for this, or no, I'm going to use the donut and the filled donut, not this one here. We don't need that, but like we need the filled one, and then. But this time I need to have the grid snap again. Stay a little bit in the middle. I'm not going to pay much attention on the bottom at the moment now. Okay, because clearly this one should not be like that. So okay. I'm just experimenting a little bit of a a plate. I think I'm going to use the donuts as in everything. I'm not going to use the other one, but I do need to use the size move for this. Like if you're using a cylinder, it doesn't really look like it's going anywhere. This looks really weird though. Why is that? We're not in the center. That's why. And how am I already at the bottom of this thing? I'm just going to remove it. I cannot actually believe. Like I was in the... Like, you would not believe that you are so... This is more like a cup instead of a board, so... What if we now use a cylinder underneath? I think we will hit... Like, how far can I go? Not far. We can go on the top more. That's better. All this trouble. But I'm just experimenting. This one needs to go bigger. It's a little bit off the center, but we can fix that. And needs to go bigger as well. Okay. Seems fine. So try to match a little bit like all the borders and everything, but this is okay. Let me remove this. Okay, how many graphics is this? 1%. We can scale it up a little bit. Not too much, but just enough to keep it still in the 1%. I think this is fine. It also have like a little bit of like now like a curve in the bottom as well, because that's how like plates are. Otherwise it will stick on on your table. Okay, so this looks fine, but I'm not done yet. I think I'm going to make the border a little bit smaller. This is a little bit more trickier, especially in dreams. But I'm going to try it anyway, because the smoother the border, the better. And I think this is about pretty much it. And the next thing what we can do is we going for a cylinder again. Do I say that right? Or if I'm going to copy this one and then simply cut the middle part out. And if you are curious what I'm going to do, you will see soon. We need, of course, the precise move again for this. Otherwise, it's not going to work. I'm going to make this not like a move. Oh, we need the cylinder. This one. So that's a little tricky. That is for sure. And now we all need to do is to cut it even more. And we do that from the bottom, so not from the top, but from the bottom. We're going to cut this. I'm going to use the rest for the precise move. Hope I can still get it. Oh boy. I was afraid of this. There we go. I have him. I have him. There we go. And that we need to make it a little bit higher. And we're placing it down. There we have it. And now what we can do, and even though I know this is like a different sculpt, so we get like an extra quality in the graphics, but we can still like tweak. I'm not sure like how big it is in like in comparison of each other. 3%. Yeah, fine. And there's one thing I did not really look. Oh, thank goodness. Like, I'm so glad that I didn't move the object, but like, I need the mirror mode. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint the plate. I'm just going to make the plate like white, like gray white, and then we're going for the square. And first, I'm going to like base layer it like this. There we go. And now what we're going to do is, and since because we have like it perfectly in let's do 20 sides, and since because we have it perfectly in the in a mirror mode, we can make cool looking shapes. So let me server snap and then hide the mirror mode because you don't really need that. I kind of like blue always, so we're going to do that. And now we can like paint on it if you want. Like something like that. And then you have like something like that. Like you can just like think of anything you want, like maybe a little bit sub-blend, I don't know. Maybe what maybe you can do like this. Let me see. I'm not really that great in designing. That looks really weird. That was not great. What kind of design can we make on this? I mean, there's so many. Let me do one thing. Let me copy this one. Because if I make a mistake, or if I do not like the design, I can always go to the other one. And yes, I can like rewind stuff. They look like little fishes. I don't like that. What kind of design can we do? Maybe also a little bit like opacity, but like I don't want to have it like it's. Little waves. I don't know. I don't know what kind of design we can do on the plate. Uh, Maybe just like this. Little with just like stripes. Is that something? Is that like I don't know. Is that fancy enough? I don't know. The A? Like that's like the first clue of Aria. Could be, could be. But maybe I will just go for the stripes though. I don't know. I think I would just go for the stripes and then whoa. I really love Kaleidoscope. It's so fun. You can make really cool stuff with the Kaleidoscope. But I think this is too much. I don't know. Like it's hmm. I think it's too much. Like I'm not sure if I should like do like a centerpiece. I really wish I was live at the moment. I really wish like I was live streaming because like I could like ask for feedback. um, what you guys would think about this because I do not really know. I do not really know if I should go for a centerpiece of the plate. Um, to be honest, I can maybe try to do like making a flower, but like we have like Delft's blue here in the Netherlands. It's very famous stuff. Um, you'll often also see that like the Chinese basically stole that whole thing. You also see it in the Chinese stuff. Like, oh, that was too much. I think I think it's too much. I don't know. Like it's really nice. Like I really like to do this, but sometimes like simplicity is always the best choice in design. Like you do not want to go too nuts on it. Maybe I can do the design basically like on the sides a little bit. Um I don't know. I mean, it is cool. But for a plate, I didn't know I would spend so many time on just like designing a plate. Like, oh, man. I would say something like this. Like I would say like something only on the border, and maybe then in the center, maybe, and like I don't know, like a text or just like a simple other design stuff going on. Um, but something like this. I mean, like the stripes are so simple. Like I really feel that I need to do a little bit more than that. Like um, I don't know. Episode 2, Jechta still no, episode 3, Jechta still working on the design of the plate. Episode 10, Legend says he's still working on the design of the plate. The thing is that I like this. Like I like that it's like it's um but I'm not sure if like I would go for that design on just like on a simple plate. You know what I mean? Like maybe I should just go for something like this. It's uh like just connecting them like oh man, this is harder than I thought. Wait. Like this? Is that something? I don't really know, like I don't really like the border now, but maybe I should like I can look at I can look on the internet and look at like certain designs, but I don't want to copy anything of it. Um because I think that is design copyrights, so I can't really do that. I know I can do it for inspiration, but I don't like this. It looks so weird. Like it's maybe only the stripes and then just like a circle. Like maybe like the circle goes. Wait, let me try this. Uh, like this. I think this is it. And then I could also just use a cylinder for this. But, I will just go for this. And then yeah, it's yeah. I just go for this. And then maybe in the center. I don't know. And, like this or something. Or maybe also a circle. So it keeps in the design. I need to go a little bit closer to this. like so. Okay, I will keep it like this for now because like I don't really know. I have a safe. The other one is safe, so we can always go back to this plate here. I'm not sure, kind of sure what kind of like color are we going to give the border though. Are we going for uh, like a little bit metallic? And this one, I would say, is that weird metallic on a blue Delves blue plate? Not sure if that is like super super weird. I think there's a little bit too much. Already is fine for this. Okay, how many? 5, but that's with this one. So that's still 3%. I think that's still nice, though. I don't think that is like, let's see if I can still get the border a little bit smaller. Something like this. I think that's okay. Maybe we can write something in here. Maybe we can like do like this here. Like maybe you can like write something in black. Um, we also have like a maybe a circle going on, and now we need to remove the kaleidoscope and also the mirror. Maybe you can say like a little bit of like a brand. Jechta place. My hands are like I'm doing this with like a controller, so it's way too big by the way. That needs way smaller. Something like this. Even though it's not in the center. Maybe I do need mirror mode for now, so I know where it is. Okay, so that's the center. Okay. So this is the center of the plate. This is oh well, it's not that you're not going to see it, but like it's there, and I think it's funny. Um, it's not the best, but oh well. Now we can use this again, and then kaleidoscope. Something like this. There you go. It's on the back side, so you're not really seeing it. But I think it's just fun to have a little bit of like a signature underneath. Even though like it doesn't maybe make any sense if it's in black. Maybe I will. Maybe this is also too much. Just saying. Okay, so yeah, this is like the plate, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. Yeah, that looks okay. Um, we can check how it looks with our chocolate sprinkles and see. Okay, that we can now definitely tell. Like the chocolate sprinkles were like too big, but like um, oh, it's something like this. Alright, so we made the chocolate, we made the plate. So the next thing that we have to do is I'm still not sure if I go for the golden border around the plate. I will see if I would go for that design choice. Maybe I'll make like a little bit of like a crook, like in the border to make it more realistic as well, and some maybe some scratches and that some stuff on the spray paint is a little bit like vague and like yeah, this is like a lot of used like plate, so like it's not new, so you have to like make it a little bit more that's been used for a while. So, but that was going to do that for another time. I think that for now we did pretty good job, and so we made now the plate, and we are good to go for the next video. So thank you so much for watching. This was the second part of the yeah, a little bit of like the road to the mini game of the chocolate sprinkles mini game. I hope you will really like this episodes. If you want to see more, there will definitely be more after this. So stay tuned for now, and or stay tuned, and or wait till the next video is out, or maybe you're watching this and binging eventually when everything is out. So that's also fine. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something nice. Yeah, I worked a little bit long on the plate, but it's really fun to see that, or like it's really fun to do like a little bit of like designing. And sometimes if you're designing things in dreams, or if you want to design like plates like this, sometimes you have to go for the simple design. Am I happy with this? No, not really. I think what I can maybe go for the next time is just like only stripes. Or maybe yeah, just only stripes. I think that maybe will be the best way to design a plate. I'm not really sure about the middle part of this plate. I think I will like the remove the circle of the plate in the center because I don't really like that at all. To be honest, it looks really weird. It looks like a dartboard. So that's not what I want to go for. So yeah, that's not really yeah, I don't really like that. But again, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye for now, and don't forget to dream, everybody. Bye bye.